Hey there, YouTube friends, Masked Bandit here with another episode of Surfside Pleasure Pier. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always do appreciate it. We are back. I think we're on episode 14. You'll notice there's a Stingray sign there, a custom Stingray sign. I put that together and I did not record it. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, and you didn't need to see me work on any more custom signage. This one is actually significantly easier than the Bubblegum one. I didn't do that crazy technique with the ovals and all that. This is just, whoop, bump my mic. This is all just simple triangles and squares, and pretty simple. It's supposed to be more of an abstract looking, Stingray. And so that is officially the coaster's name now. It is Stingray. I enjoy it. And I got a lot of comments about the color scheme. Surprisingly large number of comments. I'm going to be keeping the color scheme red. I dig it, so it's going to stay red. We also putting in the little transfer track that's supposed to go there. So that's going in, and we're coloring it the right. I got to do find some more pictures to how it's supposed to look, how it's going to connect and all that. See if I can't figure that out, and we'll add that. That shouldn't be too much. And then one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to go ahead and add a actual enter here sign. Since the logo of the coaster is on the lift, actually, I figured it would be good to put an enter here sign, just so you know you can't complain that you can't find where to go. Oh, look at them rush in. They were excited. So after this part here, we just kind of shore up the area. I realized just like you can go up and touch the base of the coaster. That shouldn't be. So we add some details. You'll notice the pier, now I can see the curbs again. I have gone ahead and I've decided that screw it. I'm gonna raise the pier up just to barely cover the curbs, and we'll have the Peeps feet. There we go. The Peeps feet. We'll have the Peeps feet cut off a little bit. I think that's the lesser of the two evils, so that's what we're gonna do. I had the perfect space right here for a shop, and I realized we don't have any real gift shops in the park. We have those ticket booths, and they aren't technically, I think they're hat stores. One of them's a hat store for sure. The other one might be maybe actually info. I don't know. But you'll see here that we have an actual gift shop, and this little thing started kind of bleh, but the more I built with it, the more I came to really love this goofy thing. So I really enjoy this building, so much so that I'm going to go ahead. I've gone ahead and put it on the workshop. And if you enjoy the building, you can also download it and put it in your park. I mean, you can see it's 3x3. It might be the most Planet Coastery thing I've made. And what I mean by that is scale-wise and piece-wise. This is not that many pieces compared to how I normally build, and it's scaled much closer to the actual scale of Planet Coaster pieces. But I still think it works really well for this project. I think it fits the scale of the surroundings pretty well. But I think it would look good in any park, not just a park that uses the whole parkscape design process of that super realistic small scale. I think it would look good in any park. So had to do some adjustments here with the supports. I didn't want them all cutting through the roof, and I didn't want them cutting through walls. So I actually did go ahead and adjust a little bit. I still think they're good enough. It looks realistic enough to me, so I'm cool with it. Then I wanted to throw on some just printed stuff. I see a lot of people doing this in the more themed adventure parks. I know Islands of Adventure has sayings written on their walls and stuff. So I've seen people, specifically Blue Spirit, he has some things written on some of his Main Street buildings, which is an awesome project. His project on YouTube is excellent. So I wanted to do some of the same thing on this one. It just says trinkets and gifts and t-shirts, what it sells. And then I kind of stumbled onto this darker red color, and I really enjoyed it to the point where I went ahead and tried to incorporate it even more into the building. I think this color scheme on this building is pretty strong. I know we've been talking a lot about color the last few episodes. I think the color scheme here is pretty good. And then I had the name for this stall in mind pretty much after the roof got put on. I was like, oh, this is gonna look so tacky. It's gonna be a tacky. Oh, we're gonna call it the Tacky Shack. So, and it's gonna be very. I wanted it to kind of look tourist trappy almost, like it was, it was a like something you would see in on a beach beach tourist area. God, I just totally lost how to talk there. So yeah, we have the Tacky Shack. And then since I decided to call it the Tacky Shack, I kind of feel like that gave me a free pass to go ahead and just get kind of crazy with it and have a little more fun with it. And I absolutely fell in love with this stupid building. It's so goofy and it's so over the top, but it totally feels right for the pier and for my aesthetic. I like that. I like things that are more kind of, I guess, cutesy and fun. That's kind of my style. Like if you look at some of the things I've done in other games, like for example, there's a game a long time ago, Spore. Some of you probably know what it is. Spore was made by EA, by Maxis. It was supposed to be the next huge thing where you start with a single cell organism and then you evolve it and all that. Well, the Creature Creator was a super awesome offshoot of that. Well, it was a part of the game, but that's the part that most people cared about the most, was the Creature Creator. And I would make these cartoony, like some people did some amazing, real, super hyper realistic stuff, and it looked great. I tried a couple of those, but I found my niche in the more fantasy, kind of cutesy, kind of just fun, tongue-in-cheek stuff. And so that's the kind of building I try to do in Planet Coaster. I try to be more tongue-in-cheek. Like, I mean, for the love of God, our our flume is named Sharkbait Boo-ha-ha. So we got Sharkbait, we got the Tacky Shack. I gotta come up with some other goofy names. Try to incorporate those into the park. That'd be kind of fun. So, and you'll notice, since it is so open, I knew I wanted to have an interior here because there's this newish set. There's this newish set on the Planet Coaster Workshop, and I encourage all of you to go and download it if you like to do interiors, especially if you like to do gift shop interiors. It is a collection of gift shop items, like well, you'll see here once we get the interior a little bit better. It has a whole section of there's a whole set of shelves and clutter and stuff, and it's super great. But before we get there, I am kind of giving a little bit of a backstage to this building. This is about the time where I said, this would actually make a pretty good workshop item. So I start kind of tending to the back a little bit. I'm able to squeeze one of the blue recycling bins back there. I mean, it's really, really snug, but for the workshop, it won't have the chain link fence there, so you won't have to worry too much about that. So there'll be a lot more breathing room if you decide to plop that in your park. So yeah, so there we go. And now it's back full stop to the interior. So that set that I was talking about, it is by Mr. MR, and it is called Gift Shop Items. And there should be a link to it in the description. And you are encouraged to download that and use it. And it is super great. It's so good. I've actually, you'll see as I work with it, I didn't do much to tweak it because I really liked it. It was perfect for what I wanted. I did add a thing here or there, and they are fairly customizable. Like if you like to make those custom items that look like gift shop items, you can do that. It's nice to have a kind of backup in case you don't want to do an entire shop's worth of stuff. So here they are. I'm plopping them in now, and I'm going to move them into position, and it takes a little while to figure out what I want. I love the mannequins. He's used some of the animatronics for mannequins. One of the things I did have to do, though, is I had to remove, I think he uses all these pieces for hangers. I removed them, and I didn't notice enough of a difference to fundamentally change the look. So I said, forget it, we're going to roll with it, it'll be just fine. So that's what we did. So we got the mannequins there, and we're going to put in some other shelves and stuff like that. And I think this might be the first true interior that I've done for this park. And it was so much easier to do because of this awesome set by Mr. MR. So Mr. MR, if you're watching, and I know you're on Bro Nation, super big thanks for all your work on this set. It's great, and I'm going to be using it all the time. The thing is, I did want it to function, so here we are. We're going to throw a shop in there. I wanted peeps to actually come in the area. One of the things we're going to have to do, one of the things I'm going to have to do as I get ready to release this, is go through the park and drop in the curbs and the banish, what do they call it? Curbs and barriers. There we go. I'm gonna have to plop those in because I don't want them walking through. I want them walking through as little of the stuff as I can get. I do hear that the barriers and curbs are kind of a drain on performance, so we'll see. Push comes to shove. I'll just do the bare minimum if it really starts to affect performance. But I'd like to make it pretty good. I know like fishermen's stands and games, he's already got those built in, which is great. If you're going to use those and didn't know that, you don't have to worry about people clipping through them because he's already done the work for you and included the barriers sunken underneath the shop so that nobody walks through them, which is great. So we're almost done with the interior here. I do try an actual in-game roof, but it bleeds out into the walls, and I didn't want it to do that, so I decided to just use art shapes. And I actually kind of like the shine that they provide. I think it was an interesting look. So I was talking with Mike today, my bro, and talking about this park and how I can see the end already, which is unfathomable for me to say. After this, the major things left to do is we have to completely dress up one more flat ride. It's one of the new ones from Vintage. And then we have to finish detailing the Starflyer. And you'll notice the trash all over the ground. Oh my god. I don't know what happened. All my janitors got stuck, and so the park just fell into total disrepair. I ended up closing it and kicking everyone out, and hiring like 7 more janitors to get it up and running. But anyway, after this, like I said, we have the 2 flat rides, 1.5 flat rides to detail. We have to finish the ballroom because that's something that's got to get done. It has no front right now, and the coaster is precariously close to it. And I also want to try and incorporate a little stage. One of the things at the Pleasure Pier in Galveston that I saw that I really liked is they had this little wooden stage with just a little cover and some picnic benches, and I liked that little vibe. And it was across from a shop that actually a stall that sold beer, and I think it was the only place on the pier where you could buy beer. So I liked that idea of having a little stage and an alcohol vendor back in the back area of the pier. So that's it. That's basically it. We've got to do the stage, the ballroom, and 2 flats. And then I'm going to go in a pass and do some detailing. I got to do lighting. I do a lighting pass, a detailing pass, curbs and benches and all that stuff. I do want to do track lighting. I do want to do the lighting on the coaster, at least for some of the bigger chunks. We'll see. But yeah, we're getting close. I'm getting close. If this is episode 14, boy, I'd like to say we could be done in 20 episodes. That'd be outstanding. I don't know. I don't want to be wed to that because I don't want the episodes 1 to get super long or 2 to feel the pressure to have to finish before I'm ready to finish. But I think that might not. 6 more episodes at this pace, I think we could probably get pretty close to being done. And then I'll do a final cinematic and a release. So be looking for that. And at the pace we're going, I do still plan to have, I think I can do 2 episodes of Planet Coaster a week when I go back to work. I don't think that'll be asking too much. That'd be 4 hours of playing Planet Coaster a week, which really isn't hard even with work because I'm up way later than everyone else in my house. So I could just play once everyone's gone to bed. I'm working here on 2 little stalls. I noticed in this area of the park, everyone was thirsty. So I went ahead and I squeezed 2 little stalls in here, and I actually really like them because I figured you'd see a whole bunch of small standalone, maybe a company comes in and rents the stall, they rent the shack and they pay us to be there. And it seems like Gulpy kind of has a monopoly on the park, but I'm cool with that. It doesn't bother me. So we're going to have a soda place and a smoothie place, and these are just super duper simple, not even really worth mentioning. It's pretty straightforward what I'm doing here. So yeah, we knock those out, and then that is basically the end of the episode once we get those all done up. So yeah, other than that, it's crazy how quickly we're approaching the end here. I'm excited to actually say I have a finished park. I may be counting my chickens before they hatch just a little bit. Just a little bit, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm pretty pumped for that. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed that I can get that done. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. So final little details for the episode. We're gonna throw in some planters with some little flowers just to kind of cover up this curbing, even though I already said that the curbing is going to be gone. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Oh yeah, we gotta do the custom custom railings here for, almost said scorpion. We got custom railings for Stingray. And again, just super duper simple. I don't want anything over the top or fancy. I do like this little narrow passageway between the Ferris wheel and this exit path. That's going to be like a staff service area. You can go back there and you can access the coaster. I don't know exactly how that would work, but I'll figure something out to make it look semi-decent. So make it look not like garbage. That's always the goal. You know, if it doesn't look like garbage, I'm okay with all that. So speaking of garbage, there's a ton more litter. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how bad it was. This was a neat little touch. People, you paint right on the wood, don't enter. It's an exit ramp because, fools will always be trying to find, something somewhere they're not supposed to go. So at least putting the sign down covers your butt. And then using this fencing we've already established in the park to cover up the underside here of the exit queue. Or exit path, and like I said, that's gonna be really close to the end of the episode here. So in the next episode, you can expect probably some more tweaks to Stingray, and maybe we'll start working on that stage. I don't know, we're gonna see. So I can now hear the outro music, which means it is time for the cinematics, and I hope you enjoy them. If you enjoyed this episode of Surfside, as always, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And if you're new or haven't yet, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any Surfside or anything else we do on the channel. Have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever, and I'll see you all real soon for the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.